So it looks like the effects of the eclipse and maybe this Mercury retrograde has a rippling effect, because not only Real Housewives of Potomac star Robyn Dixon is confirming that she's fired, Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Nepola just filed for divorce after only 2 years of marriage. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So before we get to the regular Robyn of it all, let's talk about Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Nepola. So if you've been watching the Real Housewives of Miami recap this amazing last 3 seasons that they've had, one of the big storylines for Alexia was, is there trouble in paradise? And honestly, I didn't think that there really was trouble in paradise, but apparently there was. Because now Entertainment Tonight is reporting Todd actually is the one that filed for divorce. According to Entertainment Tonight, they said Todd Nepola, husband of the Real Housewives of Miami star Alexia Nepola, has filed for divorce after nearly 3 years of marriage. According to documents obtained by ET, Todd submitted the divorce papers on April 11th, citing that the marriage was irretrievably broken. The couple, who exchanged vows on December 16th, 2021, saw their struggles play out on the 6th season of the hit reality TV show. Throughout the season, Alexia's co-stars raised questions about the couple's financial situation and the stability of their marriage. Interestingly, the court documents show that Alexia and Todd entered a prenuptial agreement on December 10th of 2021, just days before their wedding. However, the details of the prenup are confidential. So rumors about their financial troubles swirled among the cast, with Adriana DeMauro sharing insights with Julia, suggesting that Alexia and Todd's difficulties pushed them towards a split. So, however, Alexia consistently denied these claims because she's a Taurus and we like our privacy, asserting that she and Todd were doing well despite external speculation. She explained that their move from a rented Miami condo was due to the building's sale, not financial strain. So despite the rumors persisting throughout season 6, Alexia addressed them head-on during the reunion episode, debunking various allegations about their financial management. She even provided evidence presenting their apartment lease and payment history to refute claims that they lived in financially precarious situation. So Alexia and Todd's breakup isn't the only one, as you know, from Real Housewives of Miami. Last month, 18 exclusively reported that Larsa Pippen officially ended her relationship with Marcus Jordan, her boyfriend of nearly 2 years. After a brief reconciliation earlier this year, Pippen decided to move on. So there is a lot of rumors that Real Housewives of Miami is not coming back. I don't believe those rumors. It would take a lot for them not to bring back a city, especially Real Housewives. But I wouldn't be surprised that this will be Alexia's main storyline this season. What do you think went wrong in this relationship? I'm actually surprised by this end to the relationship, because no matter how you feel about Alexia, I did feel like her relationship with Todd was pretty solid, because before they decided to get married, they were together for a few years. But sometimes marriage and the idea of marriage to certain individuals in that partnership changes people or shows you who they really are. Speaking of who they really are, this morning, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, you saw the breaking news that regular Robyn, formerly of the Real Housewives of Potomac, confirmed to people exclusively that she will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac for season 9, but clearing up, saying that she was actually fired, taking a different route than many other housewives when they break the news that they won't be returning. And we've said this countless times, a contract renewal, a break, will tell you that more than likely they were offered a lowball deal, or they were offered to be demoted, or they weren't offered a contract at all. So as you know, it was just a few weeks ago that Dillard-bassett confirmed that she would be taking a break in season 9 from the show. And a lot of people were like, what? And our friends over at the Jasmine Brand were the first to report this exclusive that Robyn would not be returning, but might return as a friend. But it looks like, based off of Robyn's statement, she won't be returning at all. So this is what People Magazine is writing. They say the Real Housewives of Potomac continues to experience more casting shakeups following the show's rocky 8th season. And if you watched last night's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, this is not a surprise. I already told you guys, if you watch my recaps, that we should expect more announcements. I'm waiting for Nneka next. Because word on the street, she has also not been asked back. They say Robyn is leaving Bravo's Maryland set iteration after 8 seasons. She announced on the newest episode of her podcast, Reasonably Shady, that published on Monday, April 15th. She says, yes, I will not be returning for season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. She says, it's reality. The network did not invite me back. I was fired for lack of better words. I will not sugarcoat the situation and say, oh, I am walking away and this is a break or anything like this. This is a network decision. Sidebar, I think it's important for us to mention when she says this is a network decision, so many people blame production. Production doesn't have the power to make the decisions in regards to casting. You may recall Eric Fuller recently said that last year when you guys were so mad at him, and I saw some of you are still mad at him. This is just a reminder that this decision is above production. This is coming from the suits over at Bravo and NBCU. So they continue. They said that Dixon was one of the franchise's original cast members when the series premiered in January of 2016, alongside, as you know, Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Karen Huger, Sharice Jackson Jordan, and Katie Roast. Bryant, Darby, and Huger were all a part of season 8 alongside Candace Dillard-bassett, Dr. Wendy Asefo, Mia Thornton, and Nneka Ehim. So despite the sad news, Dixon told Bryant, her Reasonably Shady co-host and RHOP co-star, that she's at peace with her exit from the series. She says, I'm okay with it because nothing lasts forever. I've had a very long run on the show, and I just really appreciate that time and the opportunity that I had on the show. The mother of two said before extending her gratitude to the network and to Truly Original, the production company behind RHOP. She says, thank you to the fans who have watched us from day one. I do want to especially thank all of the fans and viewers who have supported me, showed me love to me. Whether you directly sent love or you prayed for me or you have positive thoughts around me, I appreciate you. And I hope I inspired you, the viewers, the fans, to live your life authentically. Girl! That is what people have wanted from regular Robyn since the beginning. And I think that's what people liked about Robyn at the beginning, because it felt authentic. She felt very relatable. But as the seasons went on, and that happens with a lot of reality TV stars, they become caricatures of themselves. And I don't think she became a caricature of herself, but she became definitely more guarded. And I think this was a plot. And I've been saying this about her relationship with Juan because no one really believed that this was a real relationship. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that these two separate in the next year or two, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying that's what I want, but I truly believe that this was a relationship of convenience and for the show. This extended her time on the show. She continues, she says, and I hope I inspired you, the viewers, the fans, to live your life authentically, to not feel pressure to change for anyone or impress people, and just be yourself. Be regular. Okay, I added that last part. People reminds us that the news of Dixon's exit was originally reported on March 25th by friends over at the Jasmine brand, the same day that Dixon's co-star Candace Dillard-bassett announced with People exclusively that she would be leaving the show after 6 seasons. But Dixon didn't address the reports until Monday's podcast episode. She says, I wanted to speak my own business, my own life, my own news, my own life, my own news. And I wanted to share it out of my own mouth when the time was appropriate. She says, and I felt like the appropriate time would be once season 8 of The Real Housewives of Potomac was finished airing, which it is now finished airing. The last reunion episode just went off last night, she said. And I wanted to respect the network and respect the show and wait until the season ended, which I think makes sense. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there were a couple of digs taken at Candace. And some of you may say I'm reading into this, but I'm not. Because you may recall when Candace made her announcement ahead of this reunion, which normally that is not what happens with these housewives. So I felt like, oh, Candace is getting ahead of the narrative in regards to this. And Candace said that she was taking a break. Let me just rewind back to what Robyn said in first part of her statement. She says, "It's reality. The network did not invite me back. I was fired, for lack of better words. I will not sugarcoat the situation and say, oh, I am walking away and this is a break." And then she says later in her commentary, "And I wanted to respect the network and respect the show and wait until the season ended, which I think makes sense." So this feels like digs at Candace and what Candace decided to do. Again, normally this is what the network would want, for a housewife to make the announcement once the reunion ends, because it does sort of spoil things for people that are watching the season. And a lot of the times after the reunion is filmed, that is when the higher ups decide whether or not people will be coming back. And if you watch the final part of this Real Housewives of Potomac season 8 reunion, we heard, according to NECA, there was resolution. There clearly was no resolution. At the top of this reunion, Andy was giving them an opportunity to come in here and resolve things, apologize, and move forward. No one really was willing to do that. No one was really willing to do it. Despite saying it, it didn't feel that way for anyone. Robyn continues, they said, during her remarks, Dixon did get emotional as she addressed Bryant, her longtime best friend. She says, "I really want to say I love you. It's been such a fun, amazing, stressful, crazy, wild journey the past 8 years. I couldn't imagine doing what we did with anyone else. To my green-eyed bandit, my partner in crime, although we still have reasonably shady, I'm still going to talk to you all the time and see you all the time. I hate that part of our friendship is not there anymore." So the real question is to the audience. As I've said to you guys before, there is no official word. I haven't heard from sources that there's a Real Housewives of Potomac shakeup or reboot coming, but it feels like it. And a reboot doesn't mean that everyone's going to disappear like in Real Housewives of New York. We've seen reboots in the Real Housewives of Miami. We are now seeing a reboot over at the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I reported to you when our friends over at lovebscott.com had reported exclusively that a reboot was coming. They said that production felt very happy with the current season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And then it aired and fans were like, this is not good. This is probably Potomac's worst season. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of changes and more announcements this week in regards to a shakeup over in Potomac, Central Potomac, not North. Guys, as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts below. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow my lead.